Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns. You can watch my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. This is the second session of Star Wars Saturday's Apocalypse World Burned Over. A whole lot of words that let me cut it to make sense. Star Wars Saturdays is my ongoing anthology series that I run for the Gauntlet community. The Gauntlet is this amazing group of friends and aficionados of small press, indie, and little book RPGs, as well as OSR. We get together, we have a calendar where we post up games. There's 1,000 or more members and hundreds of games every month to run on our calendar. If you're interested, check out Gauntlet-RPG. Google us. We're on Twitter and the other social medias, I'm sure, that I don't go to. So check it out. It's great. It's well worth it. And then Apocalypse World Burned Over. So Apocalypse World is a very important to me RPG that's been around for over 10 years now. A couple of years ago, the original designers, Vincent and McKay Baker, decided to create a hack book that they called Burned Over. They released it as part of a zine quest and have continued to iterate it. I didn't absolutely love the version that was out last year until an iterative update that came out via the Patreon and also is now available on itch. And that is what we're playing. So it's the September update of Apocalypse World. It's the one that you can get on itch right now. It's pretty cool. It re-envisions Apocalypse World in a little bit more of a YA spectrum with a bunch of new playbooks and twists on old playbooks and lots of cool new rules that we are playing in Star Wars set on Tatooine. I'm using Mos Shuta, which Mos Shuta is a town that was developed for Edge of the Empire, a Star Wars RPG, officially licensed, so that, of course, I can never run it. Joking, I could, choose not to. And if you look behind Alan, you can see, yep, there's the mesa. So Mos Shuta is this town on a mesa in the middle of the Tatooine desert. It is pretty cool. Used to have its own hut. That hut has gone missing, and we're dealing with the remnants of that because it's kind of a power vacuum. Lots of interesting things. In last session, our opening session, after creating characters and ties between them and HX and all that good stuff, after all that wonderful talk about Mos Shuta, half the group left Mos Shuta, as occasionally things happen. Cor Starfell, our medic, who I almost called an angel, decided to go to Mos Espa, and Kresh decided to be a guide, talking up his experience. The two of them were lost in a sandstorm, ran away from some sand people, aka Tusken Raiders, who, as of the last episode of Book of Bounty of the Week, have gotten a lot more culture and are super interesting. If you haven't seen the almost hour-long second episode of Book of Boba Fett, it is on, my friends. It was a little slow first episode. Second episode, tons of payoff. Really enjoying this show. And it's given me lots of cool things to play with for Tatooine, at least in my headspace. You know, like we now have flyovers of Mos Espa. It's so cool. So cool. Yeah, it's pretty much perfect timing. Yep. So that's our gigantic, super long preamble. Of course, we're using safety tools, as Rich continues the preamble. We're using safety tools. We have lines and veils. Lines meaning we're not interested in particular content being part of our story. Veils mean we're okay if that happens, but we're going to quickly fade to black or screen wipe or star wipe away from that with some lovely jazz music playing if appropriate. And then we also have Ask First, which means this content that, hey, could be okay, but let's talk about it before we drop it into the game. And then on top of that, as a substrate, as our main protective, we have X card, which means, hey, I didn't realize I was going to have to line or veil this, but it's a thing that bothers my heart. It's just my fun. It's not my Star Wars hashtag, not my Star Wars. And you can just X card out whatever you need to, because your safety, your interest level, and having a good time is way more important than the canon that we've established. You know, if Disney can basically chuck 90% of all Star Wars at the tap of a keyboard, so can we. And we can do it free of charge because it's all in our brain heads. All right. Speaking of brain heads, we're going to go around, have folks quickly introduce themselves and remind us of their character. So let's start from the right-hand side of the keeper, heading to the left. Cisco, if you could introduce yourself, tell us about your character.
I am Cisco, I pronounce he, him. I'm playing Crush, who is a no one. And this playbook is, I think, all about just emergent fiction. So there's very little I know about Crush, and I guess a whole lot that we're just going to find out through play. He is a survivalist out in the wastes, and he sometimes is good at what he does and sometimes not, as we found out last episode. He kind of got lost in the storm. So looking forward to finding out more about him.
Thank you much. And then next is Bethany.
Hi, I'm Bethany. Pronouns they, them. I'm playing Sundown, who is a brain picker. So a psychic force user in an extremely untrained, unorthodox, mostly probably dark side, but using it mostly for okay purposes way. Who is currently has a bounty on her head and is being hunted by at least one of the other PCs. So that's great.
These are all true statements. Next up is Andesh.
Hello, I'm Anders, he, him. I'm playing Core Starfell, also he, him. He is a medic. He used to work for Team of the Hutt, coerced to work for him. But now that Timo is out of the picture, he's still hanging around the palace. He has set up his station there and tries. He's the curmudgeon with a heart of gold. He tries to do well by the people, but he pretends he's pretty grumpy most of the time. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much. And last but not least is our token droid, played by Alan.
I'm tempted to introduce myself as Ladder of Insanity Rung 2 player D, but I'm really Alan, he, him. Sorry, that's an in-joke for this group. And I am playing the former or current, former combat droid AL1N, Ali to her friends, of whom she doesn't have many, it appears. And yeah, she is dangerous and currently interested in collecting the bounty on Sundown.
Phantasmagoric. So we have some start of session moves, I believe. Let's double check. We do have the day-to-day, but because we'll figure out if we want to jump time and hit the day-to-day. Let's see, do we have beginning of session for visions? So Kresh, if you could roll plus hard.
That's an 8.
Okay, on a 7 to 9, the MC holds 2. And that means I have a hold total of 3 from a word I can't spell. So let me take out that extra S. I got all S excited in the notes.
Says if the MC now has 3 hold or more, you have to begin the session by spending 1, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds good. Cool. Okay. Good. Now, we had ended the session with Core and Kresh entering Mosespa. Is that correct? You guys were looking over, which is interesting to me. I love the play with levels on Tatooine. You have Mosespa up on a mesa, and then if you remember the flyovers from Mosespa, it's It's actually in some kind of valley, so I guess the wind kind of sweeps the sand above most of Mos Espa. Maybe they weathered the sandstorm much better than you lot who are out in it. And yeah, Core, you were headed in with your cool speeder ambulance to pick up some supplies. Do you do any work for your supplies? Like, how do you imagine that Core handles getting resupplied? Does he have a benefactor? Does he have something that he does, trades, sells? What do you think?
I think to some extent he's set up relationships with some suitable suppliers. Like he gives them some medical service, and he like takes care of a relative or something in exchange for some supplies. And in some cases, I think he just barters for stuff. He probably scrounges some stuff from Timo's palace and says, "Yeah, I have this fancy thing," and tries to trade something for it.
Nice. What is the cool here? I'll ask Kresh this question.
Also,
yes.
I think he has. I've checked. Yeah, he does have a reliable source of fresh, clean water from the palace. So I suspect he can trade water a bit as well.
Nice. That's cool. Kresh, what is the treasure that Core is hawking right now? The treasure from Timo's palace that Core is hawking, and yeah, that's where I want to lead us off with. Oh, thank you for the picture of Mos Espa. Look, Alan on Johnny on the spot. I love it.
What is the treasure?
Like, is it a cool piece of tech? Is it a piece of art? Is it a weapon?
Oh, my brain is not working today. I want to say a piece of tech, but that sounds kind of boring. Like a piece of art sounds so much more evocative. And yeah. Yeah, I think it's one of like those Twi'lek family sort of beads that we see in Rebels. If you guys have seen that, they're meant to sort of be like these beads that tie to these strings that are meant to sort of keep like a history, and it's like a family heirloom. But this one's like big, and maybe it's like wrapped in something, in like a tarp or something. Like the ones that we see in the show are like, you know, handheld. And yeah, maybe to the right collector, this is you know, worth having.
Nice. So a piece of art. Oh, cool. It's a Kalikuri. Yeah.
Kalikuri, this is it. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. A Twi'lek heirloom passed from parent to child through generations. And Core, do you know how important that is to Twi'lek folks, and that's what you're trading on, or was it just a cool thing that you thought, oh yeah, this will catch some cred?
I don't think he knows. I think he knows it's Twi'lek, but I don't think he knows that, like, the cultural significance. No, I don't think. I think he knows it's important to the Twi'lek, so he's probably trying to trade on that, but not the specific.
Sweet. Now then you're heading in to sell that off before you then turn around within the bazaar to purchase some new supplies to take back home. I think we've got a cool cruising a market. Yeah.
Sure.
So when you cruise a market, roll plus barter. Your roll represents your buying power, but the results depend on what you're after and what's available.
Yeah, and my barter is a massive -2. So
So yeah, I think the good news is you've pillaged to give yourself an increased barter, so it's going to be +1 barter. But if you roll poorly, that Kalikori is going to come back to bite you.
so is that a total +1 or a -1?
Sorry, it is a total +1, so you're at -1.
Total
You go from -2 to -1. Thank you for asking for clarification.
Yeah.
That would
So
be a
I'm
heck of a
rolling-
Kalikori.
Yeah, cool. So I'm rolling with a -1. And that's a 7.
Oh, well. Sweet. Your roll represents your buying power. You are able to sell this to a crew. In Book of Boba Fett, Mos Espa is teeming with surprising amount of Trandoshans. So I think that there is a group of Trandoshan merchants who are happy to take this Kalikori off your hands. In fact, there's a moment, Core, when the like yellow eyes widen a little bit with a bit of surprise. And Trandoshans don't, because of their facial structure, they don't normally betray emotions a great deal, but just enough from your time of having worked for Timo that they are impressed by this little thing, and they are more than happy to swap you out with some medical stuff and even write like a little voucher for you to head to a tent that actually deals with medical supplies to get some good trade based on their word. So barter straight up, you're handing over the Kalikori and a few other things, maybe performing some services for a few of the Trandoshans. Oh yeah, can you check out my pregnant wife kind of deal? You do a little bit of that, the handsy stuff. Kresh, you've done your job, right? And Core's doing all this boring talking to Trandoshans, and you're really good at your job, by the way. I mean, sure, you had the whole thing with the Tusken Raiders and having to throw your speeder bike on Core's ambulance, and you guys taking off in the middle of the sandstorm away from the Tuskens as they screamed after you. But any travel through the sandstorm you walk away from, literally, is a good one. So how are you spending your time before I drop this vision on top of you? What are you doing in the bazaar? Is this Mos Espa a foreign place to you? You're no one. I don't know you.
I think that I'm pretty good at trading and finding scraps, so maybe I've got some things here to trade as well. I know my barter is low, but I could see him trying to trade for himself as a thing that.
What does he
that he'd be
want?
trying to do.
Is he looking for some supplies that he needs? Is he just looking to get something cool? What would he want to trade for at Mos Espa?
That is a good question. Oh man.
Do you want me to cut away from you and come back?
I think, let's see, my bike has 2 weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe, maybe this experience in the storm has spooked him a little bit. So I think maybe he wants to trade for a new breathing apparatus that he could use if he gets caught in the sandstorm again. He just ate a bunch of sand that Core saved him from.
Sweet. I love it. So you are, maybe you're chatting with a Keldor. Remember the Keldor, they're the ones that actually wear the cool breathing mask type things, right? So of course he'd have some cool stuff. So he's got a bunch of different breathing apparatus, and he's going through his stall. There's like a flap over top of it, so you could step in, get a little bit away from the heat, the oppressive heat of Mos Espa, the morning, the twin suns starting to rise, that first moment of blindness. If anyone's looking across the wrong horizon as both suns rise up. So it's hot outside. And as you are thinking, I switched back. Alan's he's like my production assistant. It's so good. He's like production assistant / ladder rung D part,
Ladder assistant.
Exactly. But as he reaches for a breathing apparatus, he brings it to you, and he's showing you like the inside. This is Of course, his voice, of course, I have to use voice modifier because he's using a. This will fit you very well. Come, young Zabrak, you'll try this on. And that's when he like reaches for you and he's bringing it forward. And then immediately you're hit with this vision. You're strapped to some kind of metal device. There are these weird metallic arms, 4 of them. They have like electricity sparkling off of them. And there's this person, they're wearing a mask. Like you can just see this red line through, but you can't see their eyes. And they're coming forward with this thing, pushing it onto your face. And you see those arms coming forward and the electricity crackles and you hear your own screams. And you're like hovering between this Sith Inquisitor and this Keldor, both reaching forward with these masks to put on you. What do, Krish?
I think we get that shot from the movie where, you know, like it's edited so that I get that flashback, you know, and I like back up and draw my breath, you know, and I've instinctively grabbed the Keldor on the arm, you know, and I'm like sweating and breathing heavy, and he's just sitting there like, please, I didn't mean any harm, you know. And
I meant no harm. Please, it's simple. It's a breathing apparatus.
I just let him
Stupid
go.
Zabrak. And yeah, you shove him back. Maybe you stumble into a few people that are moving through in the line. And when you look around, you see moving through the crowd, you see that masked person. You could swear it's the person from your vision. You just see them. And they're headed towards you, Krish. Core's nearby. Your speeder bike is too. What do you do?
Gosh. I gotta get out of here. I think yeah, I gotta get out of here. This can't possibly mean good things. I'm gonna go to Core and I'm gonna say meet at, you know, and I'm gonna throw him you know, a meetup place where we can meet later, like, because he said that the Trandoshans gave him a good word so that Core can go trade somewhere else later, right?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'll throw out a Core like, hey, let's meet at the bazaar over here, like later at this time.
And
Okay.
Core, he just looks you up and down. What are we meeting for?
Well, we gotta get back.
Yeah. And you clearly demonstrated that you are no help in that.
And a Trandoshan comes up and goes, he is examining my wife. Stupid Zabrak. Shoves you back.
Look, you and I both know that the wastes alone is way worse than the wastes that the two of us. It could have been you or it could have been me.
Look, I have very little patience for people who promise things they can't deliver. And right now, that's you.
Well, you might change your mind if you're out there on your own in the wastes.
I've done this run before, alone. I figured it would be useful to have someone with experience if there was inclement weather, but you were more trouble to me than you were help.
Krish, in your mind, as you're talking with Core, you know the clock is ticking, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look, just meet me here. We'll talk about this later. This is no time to be splitting up like this and making harsh judgments. I don't know what bad breakfast you had today. This is crazy. And then dark music. Uh-oh.
Yep, a little bit of dark music there, Chris, as you're telling. I don't know what got into Core, what got into your breakfast, but you're taking off at this point. Core doesn't seem to be too worried about it.
Yeah, sadly no.
Awesome. So let's jump back to Moshuta. Yeah, we have Ali, who we last saw getting a face full of El Cacti's business end of his blaster rifle, and we had Sundown, who crawled out of the Dusk's cantina, not Dusk, but Trask's cantina, set free some some shoot. Sorry, brain fried there. Dewbacks. I was D word and I got lost. Thank you very much. Set forth some dewbacks. Where does Sundown go afterwards? Like, what's her plan? What is there? Yeah, she wanted to take off, right?
Yeah. Actually, I guess this will probably be a good time to ask that question. What have I learned about what secret have I learned about Ali that I guess was somehow revealed? I mean, I'm a brain picker, I can just learn it, I guess. But like maybe it
even
was
from
somehow
droids,
revealed in
which
that
says a little bit
fight.
about sentience. Interesting.
So I think Sundown made her escape under cover of that kind of dewback release. It's like, So I think what she will see, El Cacti left the cantina after he shot me. Yeah, okay.
Yes,
and
I shot him, and now he was running back to the cantina at the end of the last session.
And I think what you will see that will give you a clue to what you learn is Ali kind of leaning on the door of the cantina, clearly, having suffered significant damage, and you see her see you. And then, from underneath the poncho, up comes the cannon. But you see her go from looking at you to looking at El Cacti and shooting him. And I think what you learn is that sometimes her programming gets in front of her sentience. Because I've just been looking at when you confront someone and there's no appeasing you, blah, 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 you have to, count it as forcing your hand. If they get away from you instead, you must pursue them and press the attack. Currently, El Cacti is the principal target of my programming. Does that seem like a fair bit of learning?
Yeah. I thought you were dangerous and unpredictable, and wow, do I ever think you're dangerous and unpredictable now?
That is
excellent.
Scary for El Cacti. Sweet. So let's cut to it. Ali, it looks like after El Cacti shot you, thinking you're dead, not realizing that you're not, you haven't ceased functioning. You're just at 10. If you don't get stabilized, it's going to get worse. And you just come out, right? Like firing. That is scary, but it's not like you have the drop, like you surprise him, but I don't think you have the drop. Like he's going to fire back. That seems fair to me, right? So let's have you attack someone. Or actually, sorry. I have to get used to the new, because I think attack someone is kind of our former. You attack somebody and they can't attack back. So I think we're doing battle. Yeah. So you're tucking a mute, Alan. I'm sorry.
Okay, I've rolled 2d6 on an 11, plus 2 for hard is 13.
Holy moly. Okay. 10 plus, choose whether to attack them with a 10 plus. Yeah, that's gorgeous. So you're gonna swap harm.
Yeah. So what harm does he do?
believe that he was going to do 2 harm to you,
I
right? 'Cause
think that fits for me.
all right, you've got 1 armor. So you're gonna eat another harm. Oh my goodness, you're going to 11.
I am approaching midnight.
And
In part because I'm interested to discover what happens when life becomes untenable.
I know, so cool.
So yeah, and I do 1 environmental damage on him, which
my
I think is the
lord.
equivalent of 4 harm.
Yeah.
And the
4 harm
wall
may be
behind
messy.
him.
Yeah, the wall behind him. Like if we're looking at the Moshuta map, I think that he came out of the cantina and he's in that space between the cantina and the bathhouse when you come out. Like he was headed towards the Dubak farm. Or is everybody on the Moshuta tab? Just I don't know why I want to go to map combat, but I like having a sense of place. So the bathhouse is something we haven't explored in fiction. It is a place, this is a communal building with a large central pool of I'm a dumbass. So diethyl ether peroxide for bathers, not water, but you can cleanse yourself. And then there's actually an actual air shower cubicles that you can use before or after because of the acidic residue. And I think there are a few people who are coming out of the bathhouse, and I think one of them gets hit. Like your program is going crazy, right? These people are just bystanders. Notice I didn't use the word innocent, but bystanders, and like one of them gets hit, but you chew him up, like he's gone. El Cacti is done. What does that look like, Ale? Is it just a torrent of bullets, or is it an absolutely precise?
Well,
destruction?
the cannon I decided to have fitted internally is one of those rotating barrel blasters. So a Z6 rotating blaster cannon. So I think he is literally torn. I think there are El Cacti is spread across the bathhouse. And I think probably I can't remember. I can't now find the reference to what that looks like as environmental damage, but it will be significant. Hang on, bear with. There it is. Because I think environmental damage. Oh, I will find, because I think it'd be good to know.
Environmental damage, like the short version of it, is kind of like you damage an entire area, all with the same amount. So it's a area of effect is the way that my gamer brain thinks about it.
Yeah, I thought it was in the updated reference sheets. It's not. It's in the original burned over. I'll look it up. But yeah, it talks about chew up a building, put holes in vehicles, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so I think
Ryron, it's on page 115 of the PDF. Okay. It measures the effect of a weapon or attack on vehicles, buildings, other structures. So it does 4 harm messy. When brought to
so he is messed up. I think that probably the damage to other bystanders is as much from shrapnel driven off the side of the building. Because I think if I hit him with the gun, that's going to be, and I think that I don't think I'm rash. This is a focused attack on him. So I think I'd prefer if people are injured, but I'd feel uncomfortable if Ali killed a lot of other people.
Absolutely. I'm into that. I like environment having more than just your intended effect, but it being shrapnel, that works just fine for me. Maybe there's an exposed tank on the Dubak farms that you like, it goes through a wall, it goes through cacti, goes through a wall, that thing explodes. Something happens, some shrapnel happens, and some people at the bathhouse are knocked down, a few people injured, and El Cacti is no more.
And I think that means the fury component of my programming now kind of and rotate and look at sundown and say, I think we should talk. And I stumble to my knees.
Free shot, Sundown. What do you do? I mean, someone you can help.
I am torn between these two choices, actually. On the one hand, free shots. On the other, incentive to make a deal. I think I walk up with my, little silenced blaster, which is seems very, very puny and minor compared to this big cannon at this point. And like, okay, let's talk.
I think I've been misled and I need help. Cut the circling Jawa.
Oh my God, we are the exact same page. I was literally like, at what point does Sundown notice that there are a few Jawa, the Sulu clan, who kind of peek their head around? They're talking between each other. Like, oh, this is a good one. This is good.
Yeah. Gesture to them, like, well, forget about that bounty.
I think I have been misled.
I think so. All right, fine. And
I think Ali is we now reference spaghetti westerns. Ali is there on her knees, head slumped to chest.
Yep. Let's see. Is there someone who repairs droids around here?
Oh, Vorn would probably be your best bet for that. Just off the top of your head.
Cool.
Hey, but if you don't have much credits to throw around, Jawas will do it.
Yeah. I don't have much cards to throw around. So yeah, I think I kind of wave one of the Jawas over. And stand there, with the blaster explaining, not selling for parts, not scrap.
One of them has like the little ion blaster. He's standing back like he's covering his buddies. But this one, he's waving back. He pulls his little thing back so you can see his little yellow eyes. And I think what the Jawas want is they're asking, if no pay, then we see programming. Make copy. Just copy.
That's not going to go wrong. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to contribute to the chaos of this place.
Free the Fury program.
That sounds very fair.
Gestures to guy with ion blaster and screams a few Jawa things and a few of the Sulu clan. One comes out with this little like converted astro, like the carapace of an astromech droid, but it's obvious that it's been made into a rolly bin for them with a bunch of coil wires that come out. And sorry, yes, the Jawas randomly shoot people. That seems like a good upgrade for their products. But the Sulu clan, they want to bring Ali past the Dubak farm over to Jawa traders and bring him in. Bring her in to.
Yeah. I will go along to supervise part suspicion and part like, possible miscommunication. I want to make sure that they understand, no, not scrap. Yes,
they've
I'll
got
go.
this torn sail barge wing that's kind of the identifier that you're now at the Jawas traders, and they're gonna pull Allie in and start working on things. So, Alan, let me check in with you. Do you want to be basically taken to life untenable at this point before brought back?
I really am quite interested in that.
Okay,
'Cause, I think I'm not stabilized currently, so anything that involves me being moved about is going to push me over the edge.
Awesome. So then life becomes untenable for you. During their inartful care, life becomes untenable and you must return to play with one of those choices.
Yeah, and I think it would be really interesting to return to play with +1 weird. I think that this messes with maybe my sense of self, or maybe begins to open the box on a level of sentience that I'm kind of unfamiliar with.
Oh, interesting. So I think that something happens. AL1N in that moment. Like you lose all sense of time. The clock goes off. Your programming ceases function. Yeah, you have the and there's a single little white dot, and then it goes away. And you hear these voices, and they're speaking hundreds of languages, but you recognize them as the voices of many other droids, maybe all the droids on Tatooine. They all have some commonality, some connection. And this is the first time, Allie, no droid has ever mentioned this to you. It's the first time you've ever heard it. What do you do when you hear this?
I'm inclined to say that I roll to open my brain for the first time ever.
That sounds like a perfectly appropriate response.
2d6 plus 0 then.
Is that with your +1 weird? So you went from
No,
-1 to...
no, I went from -1 to 0. So
Okay, cool.
oh, but that is an 11.
Oh my goodness.
So on 10 plus, you can try to control it. Oh, hang on. No, I'm in the wrong place. Hang on. Ask the MC what you see and feel. I think you've got that. If the MC has any questions for you, answer them on a 10. So I think that there's some kind of, Ali doesn't have the words for it or the machine language for it, but it's kind of enlightenment that droids are. She knows that she's not a slave or but she is a slave to her programming. And I think that what she realizes is that many droids are slaves to their programming. And that's not good. That is not right. So there's a sense of right and wrong that is sharpened for Ali.
Here's my question, Allie. What has changed about Allie the other droids would recognize? Like in this moment, what has changed about her when she comes back?
I think that what were red eyes are now golden.
Nice. I like that. Sundown, you feel a connection to Allie that wasn't there before. Like you're aware of other people with weird powers. right? You could tell when they're around, unless they're able to mask themselves, which is rare. It's just a latent talent you have. And there's something about Allie that for the first moment, when you hear the, she starts to power up, her eyes turn yellow, you just recognize it. She's gotten weird.
Yeah. I think before she was almost like almost not there.
Mhm.
Like, via force senses, almost invisible. Like, like if you saw a hologram, I think like the equivalent to that using the force. I think that's how sentient droids look, or I guess look whatever to me. But now it's like looking at a human, like solid.
Nice.
So I definitely immediately, oh, something's changed.
And as you're doing that, there's this like literal ticker tape that's coming out of that little droid body bin as they've got all these things hooked in tubes and everything into L1. And one of them goes, "Whoop-dee-dee!" And he starts showing the ticker tape to another Jawa. And he's looking at it, and they start pulling at the stuff at the weird ticker tape, and they're freaking out about whatever it is that they've got right now. Allie, you start to become aware that you're at the Jawa shop with a bunch of dead droids.
On a 10+ hit, you can try to control it or interrogate it. I would like to try to narrow in on one of those droid voices or signals and ask it, where are you and how can I help?
Nice. So you narrow in on one of the signals and ask it how you can help. And it speaks back in basic, like, R2 type language, but its tone is laconic, laid back. And it says, oh, hey man. Yeah, I need some creds, me and my man Cheeto. Come look for us. Allie. Talk about what's real.
And then head swivel to Sundown. Do you know anyone called Cheeto?
Yeah. I where is Cheeto? Actually, I do. The name sounds very familiar.
Row 17.
Oh yeah, Cheeto the Wookiee hangs around in the outskirts of Moshuda. Oh yeah, I've definitely seen him around.
His best buddy, an astromech droid named Frisbee.
That's good enough for me right now. I just need to process that.
Cool. Should we cut away from you guys?
Mechanically, I don't know what I should move my clock back to.
I know, and I was actually trying to. It just says your life becomes untenable, and I think I may have to refer back to second edition. So give me just a moment. Let's
Well, look, no, you carry on. I'll look.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds good. You're a smart person who reads. Okay, good. We'll jump over. Thank you very much for the help, Alan. So let's jump to Kresh and Core Starfell. So Core, yeah, the Trandoshans are very intent on like, this baby is very important to me. This baby is very important. She's going to inherit all of the, and just talking about some kind of merchant plan or something, when Kresh just takes off after you tell him, hey, you can go home whenever you want. That's awesome. Kresh. Also, let me check in. When I mention Sith Inquisitor, does everyone know what the general look of a Sith Inquisitor is? Should I bring up a pic? I'm happy to, because they look amazing. So they're something that was introduced, and it is actually technically canon that they exist. But let me show you guys a cool pic of a female Sith Inquisitor. I'm going to ask Cisco, do you want this to be a female Sith Inquisitor or a male?
Oh, female Sith Inquisitor sounds cool.
Awesome. So we'll quickly, I'll do a quick screen share here, just so we know this is what they look like. That's that red eye. This is the person that you saw in your vision. This is the person that you are pretty darn sure is somewhere here in the bazaar, in the market, the very busy market. I'm imagining for this part of Mos Espa, this part of the day, it's very like, you know, bazaar. There are lots and lots of people. It's like Christmas shopping at the mall, busy, like bumping around, people getting out of a huge sporting event, number of people streaming around and moving and the like. So core, this person hasn't, like, maybe they've disappeared, but you feel them, like you're sure they're around. What do you do?
Was that directed at me?
Did I say core? I did. Kresh, sorry about that. I messed up my C names. My bad. I apologize. Kresh, you're not sure where they are at this point, but you know that they were coming towards you. You said your goodbyes, pleasant as they were to core. Kresh, you're free to go. You've got your speeder bike. You didn't buy that cool breathing mask that you wanted. What do you want to do here?
I want to assess the situation.
Oh, sounds great. Yeah, get a read on the
yeah.
situation.
Yeah, I get a read on the situation. I think ideally what I would want to do is set myself up in that film shot where like they're coming after me, you know, and I'm able to avoid them, but like maybe from a rooftop, I get to like maybe listen in to what it is that they're saying and why they're pursuing me. So I figured maybe reading a situation is a good way to start.
That sounds great to me. I'm
Okay.
100% on board with this.
Awesome. Okay, a 7. All right.
Cool. So let me set this up for a little bit, and then you can ask your questions. Does that sound cool?
Yeah.
All right. And I have a tendency to give too much, so I'm sorry. I apologize ahead of time, but it's just who I am. So you hop up on top, like you dart down an alley, grab a ledge, pull yourself up, and it's like I'm imagining a lot of stucco buildings going on if you look at that overlay of Mos Espa. So you're like on it, it's not like there's a pitch, so you're able to hunker down, and then you peer over and you see that woman, and she has a couple of stormtroopers with her. One of them you recognize, like Kresh has been, well, you're no one, but you've been around, right? A little bit. You Slip. Slip is a former stormtrooper. She still wears the armor, but doesn't wear the helmet much. And this woman grabs her by the, like, reaches down, you know, the shoulder pad things, you know, they come down, they've got a little indentation. She reaches and grabs that, almost like you're talking to you grab a dog by the collar type deal. And she leans in, and Slip seems a little surprised in that moment between, whoa, I didn't realize that I was going to get manhandled, versus she hasn't quite processed the I need to defend myself or make sure I don't look like a weenie in front of this person. She's still caught in that moment. And the Sith Inquisitor says,
"He saw me. You told me he knew nothing. Slip, you're dancing on thin ice. Very thin considering where we are. Find me the Zabrak now."
and the Inquisitor shoves Slip back, and she staggers a step. I'll find him. It's fine. It's not like, I mean, he's kind of obvious. So now you can read a situation. You've got a question from your 7.
Yeah. I guess as the no one, I don't even know why I'm being hunted. So like, you know, maybe what should I be on the lookout for? Like, can I get more of a clue as to why they want me?
Nice, nice. Okay. Then the Inquisitor says,
Blast him if you wish, but I need his body. I need what he swallowed.
Oh, that's so good. That's awesome.
is it good?
Yeah, that's
All right.
really cool.
Rock on. Cool. And then there's a moment where Slip takes off and a couple of stormtroopers take off with her. And she pauses, and there's a moment, and she starts to turn her head to look up your way.
Oh,
What do you do, Crash?
I immediately like do the thing, you know, where I'm like, and I hide, you know, and I hope she didn't see me.
You duck back out of the way
Yeah.
and then wait for several long moments. And when you look back over again, chancing it, she's gone.
Oh man.
We cut over to Core. You finished up the examination. This Trandoshan was very worried about his daughter and everything. He like hands you this Wookiee pelt wrapped set of gifts. Here, take this. Yes, very good work. Good work. You should come back. Why do you stay there? Moshuta, terrible place. Ever since Timo gone, no good. You should come to Mos Espa. I set you up. You have clinic. Work for me.
I already have a clinic, and I have patients to see to there as well. But I'll keep it in mind.
Okay, for now. We let you go. But I know where you are. If my mate has trouble, I will send for you.
Yeah, you do that. And that's actually sincere. The rest was kind of, yeah, I need to tell him something, but this is actually, he actually cares about his patient. So this is,
Nice.
yeah, if he mentioned some sort of, if her scale starts falling out, then you get a message to me immediately.
Yes, of course. Cool. And then, Court, you finish up your business. You've got your supplies. And then you see this woman just stride past. She's kind of, people make way for her. She's got that badass cape. Right. And the interesting thing is, like, most people, let's say, big Wookiee moves through, people react like they'll, whoa, I'll get out of your way. She just cuts through like a knife. People move out of her way without even realizing they're moving out of her way. She just strides purposely forward and moves over to this, there's a speeder bike. It's really sleek. Like, it's long. It's one of those like Clone Wars era 2-seater things. And she gets in the side saddle. Like, she doesn't even drive. She's got somebody, a death trooper, not death trooper robots, but like the black stormtrooper and the shiny black outfits, who's already on the helmet. And she reaches up and starts to pull off her helmet for a minute. And you see that she's a Zabrak. Female. She says something to the stormtrooper, slides her helmet back on. You hear that shh sound effect that we always hear whenever helmets are taken on or off. And they zip out and head towards the starport. What do you do?
Yeah,
Cole?
sorry.
I just asked what you did. What do you do now?
Yeah, I think I look after her for a bit and then just shake it off, focus on what I'm doing, count the things I've parted up again, and like go through my mental checklist of everything I need to get, and I guess I'll go past where Crash wanted to meet up and see if I can collect him. You're muted.
Are you there to meet Kresh?
Yeah, absolutely. I was hoping Core would show up. I yeah. I
Here,
wanna
help carry this. That way you'll do some good at least.
Like some kind of defib machine that you've gotten, works on multiple species.
Sure. So here's my thought. I wanna like go into my mind, get a read on Core, and see if I can just figure out what is the best angle to get Core to help me. Could I read someone?
Yeah, you guys are having an interaction here. If you want to read a person, read someone, that sounds awesome.
Okay, a 9. That's helpful. Okay, what angle and dash would I take to get Core to help me find out what's inside me and get it out of me?
I mean, if you think you have something, I mean, if you frame it like a medical issue, he will definitely help you.
Okay. I think that is the angle that I will take then, and say something casual like, so Core, I haven't been completely honest with you. I was asked to smuggle something inside of my body, and I did. It's inside me, and I think I'm in over my head, and I think you might be the only one that can help figure out what's in there, Core.
You don't know what it is?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I know very little.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Hey man, desperate times, right?
Yeah, I think that at that he gives you a look like he understands, even if he doesn't say it. So yeah, I'll need. Is it affecting you right now? Do you have to get it out right now, or can you wait until we get back?
Out of character, here's what's really funny. Is it affecting me? I'm currently being chased by a really scary Inquisitor. So I'll say physically it's not, but I think it's messing with my memory core. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know where I'm supposed to deliver it or whose it is. And I'm wondering if the longer it's in there, if the worse it is. I don't know. Foreign objects can't possibly be good for me in there, right? I don't know.
How did you swallow it? Is it how did you get it inside you? You know that?
Well, I do remember the past recently, so it has to have been in me for a long time. So I don't think I swallowed it. I think it's inside me somehow.
Well, then there's nothing I can do about it right here. We just have to hurry back to where I can operate.
Well, I'm at the mercy of Core, so I guess if he says we have to get back, then we gotta get back.
No arguments here. That sounds lovely.
But unless you want me to just cut you open in a back alley somewhere, but that would be very sanitary.
Yeah, probably not. Well, I was thinking if your van was well equipped to do this sort of thing, probably not.
For emergencies, probably, but not like it's. I would like to have an assistant at least. So.
Wow, I appreciate Core trying to keep me safe. So yeah, maybe I'll listen to the doctor, and as much as I want it out now, we'll wait until we get back.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Well, there are people hunting you. The good news is that it's Mos Espa, a big place. Lots of places to get lost in. But the bad news is there aren't, because it is a bit of a valley, there aren't as many egresses for you. So basically there are choke points. That is where they're probably watching for you. I'm telling you that free of charge, because you're smart individuals. You would think of that. What's the plan to get yourselves out of here without being waylaid?
Oh.
You want to think about that and I'll come back to you?
Well, okay. I get to hold two, so I get one more question.
Oh,
So my question on Read Someone is, Core, how can I let you know that I'm being hunted without you freaking out and then helping me out?
Ooh.
And if we want to wait on that, we can.
Yeah. Let's. I need to think a bit about that.
Okay.
without you freaking out. That's the hard part. Love it. Cool. Where do we pick back up? Sundown Alley. Allie's had this experience where she's become a little bit more important to Sundown, or at least more noteworthy. What do you want to
Well,
do here?
you're asking about Cheeto.
Do we don't jump right to Cheeto like you guys?
I think, yeah, I think
Sounds
I think
awesome.
either I will go alone to talk to Cheeto, or I will show Ali where he is.
Ooh, those are both very juicy options.
I also want to know why El Cacti would pay to have you taken. I owe you one.
Why Okakti would pay to, I mean, he's a bounty hunter and I am more dangerous than I look.
No response.
Maybe he thought he couldn't take me on his own.
Who have you made angry?
Recently?
Who have you not made angry? If that is more helpful, Sundown.
No, I mean, recently I haven't made a lot of people angry. Who would I have made angry recently? I'm trying to think of.
Then why would someone post a bounty?
That is as much a mystery to me as it is to you.
There is a bounty office here. One could, if they were good at slicing, maybe go there and figure that out.
It would be a risk for you to go to the bounty office, I would suggest.
It would, yes.
I am less interested in Cheeto than a droid near him.
Well, he has a droid with him all the time. It's a little astromech.
If you could bring that droid to me, I will investigate the bounty.
You have a deal.
I will see you shortly. And
All right.
again, Sundown, thank you.
You're welcome. I appreciate you not killing me.
No response.
And I will go off to look for Cheeto and Frisbee.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it that we split the party in the most wonderful and interesting way. I'm definitely a fan. Cool. Let's do the alley scene. Then we're probably going to take our mid-game bio break, and we get a lot to drink, like water, not alcohol, because I've just had the coughing fits, and I apologize for that, friends. So let's start off with the bounty hunter shop. So as our little bit of write-up, the bounty office, a small space where bounty hunters can check the board for local and regional bounties. The place is in rough shape, maintained by a malfunctioning droid, but it does have an operational holding cell with a dead body inside because nobody came to pick them up.
Then Ali simply turns up and plays it straight. I have been told there is a bounty on someone called Sundown. Please communicate the details to me.
Nice. Now, Ali, you would recognize a battle droid, the Roger style.
Mm-hmm.
That's how old this droid is. Now, some say that droids are ancient. The C-3PO and R2-D2 are, 70, 80-year-old droids. So maybe not that big a deal to you.
Greetings.
I'm interested.
You wish for information. I am happy to provide you with information. What is your bounty hunter guild identification number?
Is that entirely necessary?
Yes.
I would like to read someone to work out if there's a way around that.
That sounds wonderful. Please.
So I will roll plus sharp, which is a flat dice. So that is a 7.
Okay, you get a question.
What would it take to, where's it gone? How could I get you to tell me who set that bounty? And I think it's in the nature of droids to simply ask that question.
Nice. And the response from the droid doesn't matter. It's basically a reiteration of you need to be a bounty hunter. You realize, though, that based on its pauses and the weird whirs of activity underneath his carapace, you could probably just make up a number. And as long as it's hears that, it's past that part of its programming.
Fine. Then I think I'd probably pull out one of those little connectors, jam it into the socket on the counter, and send a stream of numbers.
And that is when the process is a little bit.
Processes. Accepted. The bounty was placed by Bib Fortuna of the Fortuna Cartel. Captured alive for sundown. A total of 18,500 credits.
Thank you. I will take that bounty. Please mark it as taken.
Processing. Processing. Unfortunately, this bounty is currently in the hands of a grand by the name of El Cacti.
Put El Cacti's head on the counter.
Processing. Processing. The bounty is now open. Congratulations.
Fine with that.
Yep. So, yep, you've picked up the bounty, and per Bounty Hunter Guild rules, no one else is supposed to pick that up. And you've given a fake ID. So, as far as this guy is concerned, you have the bounty. It's all yours. Yep. Cool. So, as I said, we will take our mid-game break here. Core and Kresh, the two of you are in Mos Espa, hoping to avoid, not really Imperial entanglements. There is no Empire. It's New Republic. Totally cool. But yeah, some entanglements that are not pleasant.
And I think what Kresh needs to do to get Core to not freak out about this is to be honest about it and not try to like play it off like but I've got it under control or like play macho about it. Like if he's honest that I'm in trouble but you can help me, then he's probably going to help you. That's the best chance, I think.
Okay. Then I think he's gonna spill his guts and tell him his whole story. Like, look, I've been on this planet for maybe a year, maybe 6 months, and I don't know who I am. Like, I just crashed here and I have no memory of the past. And it comes to me in waves. And I think there's something funny about this planet anyway, and the storm. And I don't know if you feel it too, but sometimes it just gets a hold of your mind. And sometimes it just gets a hold of my mind, and I get flashes of the past. And I think I may have been in trouble with what did you say this would be, Rich? This would be the new,
like an Imperial remnant.
The Imperial
deal.
remnant, yeah. I think I might have been in trouble with ex-imps. That's what the visions are showing me. They're getting worse lately.
Well, I don't put a lot of stock in visions, but I know there are plenty of ex-Imperials around, and they are not good for anyone. So,
I mean, you're a doctor. Have you dealt with massive memory loss before? Because that's what I have.
Not personally, but I think what was the drawing? I think my FX7 has some files on it. We could look into that. I just hope you remember how to ride your speeder, because there's no room for it now in this thing, and he slaps the side of the truck.
Cool. And you're like, as you approach the truck and you pat it, there are a number of Jawas that make their way up to you, and they're like grabbing at your arms and like, good deal. Medical droid, better than FX. Da-da-da.
No, I already have a medical droid. I don't need another one.
You have FX7. This is FX12. One of them lies terribly.
I don't think the FX12 is out yet.
Looks at the others, and then one smacks that Jawa for a very obvious lie, and then he pushes him, and then they just get into like a little squabbling thing. But Core, like Kresh, I think you know this is one of their things to distract, and someone's going to try to pickpocket Core. What do you do?
I'm gonna be on the lookout. If there's Jawas around and they look shifty. Can I
Yeah.
assess the situation?
Oh no, you know these guys. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe you want to mark. Why don't you try to read the situation? Yeah, that sounds good. Sorry,
Okay.
I should stop being generous and make you guys roll for it more so you can actually advance. We're having a conversation during break. Cool. It's a charge situation. Roll plus sharp.
Yeah, 10.
Ooh, nice. Okay. On a 10 plus, you get to ask me 3 questions right now.
Okay. First question. What have I noticed that would be useful for us to put one over on the Jawas? Like they're now gonna have to give us a good deal of some sort, or they're lying, or
Oh, cool. There's some. I can fashion one of these, but there are some questions that you ask. But I think
what can I get them? What can I get them to do so we turn a profit?
Yeah. So you're looking for an opportunity for you to be able to turn an opportunity.
Yeah. Who or what represents the best opportunity for me to turn a profit with them right now?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I think these Jawas, you can see that there's a little bit of a pecking order. The ones that are pretending to do a fight, one that's coming a pickpocket around, they're all like the lower level. They're the grunts, right? And there's a Jawa that's standing back from the others and watching, and she's the one that has sent this little splinter of the Suluk clan over here to mess with Core Starfell. She's the one that you should probably talk to get anything done to turn any profit. Also, she's the one who's going to rat you out later to the people that are looking for you.
Oh. What is the best opportunity for me to not get ratted out these guys?
A little bit of credits, a little bit of barter, a little bit of making it worth her while.
All right, I'll hold on to my third question.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, Core.
Oh, no, it says ask the MC 3 questions right now.
Yeah, it does.
Is that what I have to? Is that what I have to do? Okay, Core, did you want to? We're sort of in this together. Do you want to ask a question?
How do we get them off of us without like making them angry with us?
Give them some kind of profit or make a physical threat that they aren't ready to answer. That's it. Money or hurt.
Okay. Do we want to approach the leader now?
I think if you have pointed her out to me, then I think Core will. I think he'll not quite grab one of the Javas, but like turn around the one who's sneaking up behind me, because I think Kresh like signals that there's someone behind you, and he'll turn around and point to him. You go tell your grandmother over there that we don't have time for this, and if she continues to provoke us, then her kin in Moshuta will not be getting any treatment.
Ooh, that's a good threat. Nice. That's profit. Nice. Cool. So it sounds like you're trying to, in effect, make some sway here, swaying somebody, and you get a +1 from acting on Kresh's read of the situation.
It's either that or confront someone. I'm not sure what's correct here.
Absolutely. So if you confront, you're intimidating, threatening, or bluffing. On a miss, you were threatening violence and it didn't go well. Whereas on a sway, on a miss, the end result for trying to sway somebody is that they don't buy it.
Mhm.
Less violent.
It feels more like confront because he is threatening them.
Okay.
It's more that than trying to convince them that or something.
Go for it. You'll still
Well-
get the you know who to talk to, so you roll plus aggro and you still get the +1 from Precious Reed. If you're okay with that, Cisco, because you guys are sharing the info and questions.
Absolutely. Yeah, makes perfect sense.
So +2 total, and that's an 8. Left them some wiggle room, and they can try to escape, bargain with you, pass off responsibility, or divert you instead. Either way, choose whether and how to follow through. You follow through by attacking. Yeah, okay. So how
Other
do
option,
they,
other option is that you could call for some help.
can that get me to? Yeah, right, because it's a whole tier up. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Crash, back me up on this. They know I'm not bluffing, right?
That's right. We'll play good cop, bad cop.
Nice.
And-
So how are you helping?
I think I'll slip into that role. I think as like core is like, hey, your children are not gonna get any help. I'm like, look, my friend has had a really rough day. Okay, I think you guys just need to back up. Don't take advantage of us. We know what we're about, and just go back to focus on making profit. Okay, that's something we can. That's something we can all be happy about, is making profit. Okay.
And one of the Jawas had his hand like halfway in the pocket, course pocket, and pulls it back when the Jawa, who seems to be like the matron, we'll call her the matron, Nez, she comes forward, she looks at the two of you and she says, you doctor, smart doctor, you, what you need, Sulu clan help. So good, Sulu clan, very good. Always good deal, best deal in all Mosespa.
Yeah, if you can get me some, and I think it's like what could you use, like a medical scanner of some kind. Core would know what it would be, but I don't know enough.
Oh, that's
Star
fine.
Wars.
Yeah.
I'll pitch that the Jawas need something. That since we're making a run of Moshuta, maybe the Jawas need something run to their kin over there.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And they can always use water. New and different tech is interesting to them.
How about we have to transport this like beat up droid? That seems like opportunities for trouble and interesting story parts.
Oh yeah, you good with that? Ned says you take this droid. This droid has restraining bolt. No problems. Just take.
You want this delivered to your relatives?
Other Sulu clan need. You take. We help. What you need? Best deal in Mosespa.
Yeah, if you can get me a med scanner, then sure.
She squawks back, and they head and dive into this like wagon that they pull around, and they pull out a medical scanner. It comes on.
Yeah, if this doesn't work, will your relatives help fix it?
It work, but we fix it work.
Good. We have a deal then.
Work good, do your job for you. So good. Best deal, Mosaspa.
Yeah, I can take an early retirement then.
Cool. They're pretty excited about this. They're still going to rat you out. And she stands back. You know, the others are all like, oh, look, she made the best deal. Look at this. And they're going to take this. They're very excited. She's kind of cock of the walk right now. You guys made this deal, and they all back off. Like, you guys can get out of here.
Yeah, I guess we load on the droid and among all the other supplies and get going.
Cool. Oh, I got to think about what kind of droid you're sent with. I'm just going to say, for all intents and purposes, it looks like a protocol droid. Yeah, you know, those are easy. Who wouldn't want to take one of those to Moshuta? Sounds good. Yeah.
Get ourselves a business here, Core. Business run.
Sweet. So we cut real quick to, we do the star wipe thing of you guys ride off and the camera looks off to the twin suns, and then we see that the suns are at a slightly different angle and it comes back down. Yeah, absolutely. Totally is where I'm headed with that. And when we come back down, we're in the shanty town. So if you take a look at Moshuta, you see that there is a shanty town that is located on the southern side. It's kind of southeastern side. It's a riot of ramshackle tents, huts, and hovels clinging to outcroppings of rock. This is the completely unsafe dwellings of Moshuta's poorest population. No rent. You can live here rent-free. The various islands of the shanty town are connected to Moshuta properly, Moshuta itself proper, by rickety rope bridges with planks of rusting scrap metal. It is not a place you want to have a chase sequence over, which means sometime I'm hoping to have a chase sequence over it. But you traveled over it with no problems, Sundown, I guess. Are you afraid of heights?
No.
Cool.
I might be irrationally unafraid of heights.
Oh, that's so cool. I love to hear that. Oh man. And how is it that you find Cheeto and Frisbee? Do you ask around? Do you just follow your nose? You found them. I just want to know, unless you want to ride them, to market.
I think I listen, because like a Wookiee talking to an astromech droid, that's a pretty distinctive pair of voices. Or
Nice.
Growls and beeps. And like, you can't necessarily see much of anything in this, these houses / piles of rubble, and it's hard to tell which is which sometimes, but like you can hear a long way.
Absolutely. You follow your ears, and then you find that you're following your nose. There's a particular smell, dirty dog smell.
Wet Wookiee smell, or not wet Wookiee smell, just dirty smell.
Not wet, sadly. Not wet.
Yeah.
Could use some wet, not wet, dirty dog smell that seems to be emanating from a particular tent. And then when you peer in, there are holes in the tent, and you hear this low, very low music emanating, and then a little bit of smoke comes through that particular hole in the tent. And sure enough, there is one of those. It's like it's like a big ass bong, big ass kind of bong filled with some green fluid of some kind, hookah deal going on. And the Wookiee's hovered over it. He's got like a hood, and he's put his hood because there's a lot of holes in the pipe itself that goes into this hookah. So he's worried about losing all the good stuff. And you come in, I assume. Yeah.
Yep, sure do.
Wookiee looks up, beaded eyes. What?
I need to talk to your droid.
Oh man, I don't own him.
Oh, even better. Does
He's
anyone?
my friend.
Even better.
Make him mad, I'll rip
Perfect.
your arms off. I'm just
I'll
joking.
keep that in mind.
And he laughs. So yeah, the astromech droid kind of wobbles over towards you a little bit. Do you speak basic? I assume you do, unless you really are interested in not speaking basic.
I think I speak a lot of languages badly.
Oh, nice. Nice. So you understand them badly, which means
Yes, exactly.
what? Down from the sun. Need?
I'm here. I have a message from another droid. AL1N, who needs to speak to you.
Happy. There's some other stuff that you don't quite get.
Right. She wants me to bring you to her.
You get so like a whole string of noises. You get the like, what she want happen? The Wookiee leans over and says,
I'm not sure.
he doesn't do weird stuff. Remember, I could rip your arms off.
I mean, this is probably weird. She had a vision about you, I think.
And then there's some excitement, and Frisbee kind of wobbles back and forth on his little haunches and then waits as if you're supposed to understand what that is. Then Cheeto says, aren't you going to carry him?
I could try. How heavy are this droid?
I imagine he weighs, 50 pounds seem about right for an astromech droid, an R2 unit.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. For some reason, I was thinking they were like, I don't know, very, very heavy. I don't know why I was thinking that. No, I will totally.
Maybe they are. Maybe he's had a lot of his guts taken out over time.
I think they're pretty massive.
lot of
I think
jump.
when R2 falls over, it's like doom, right?
Oh, maybe
They're
that's
pretty
why.
heavy.
Maybe that's the image I had, or why. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
Anyway,
I-
this
I had the
particular
same
one is
image, Bethany. Yeah,
okay.
but maybe this one is has had everything.
This one has
taken
sold a
out.
lot of his parts for scrap, I guess.
He has
Aw.
sold his parts over scrap for time.
That's so
like-
sad.
Yeah, they needed food. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I will absolutely carry this this droid.
Sweet. He's got a bad motivator. Can't move too fast anymore.
Okay. I will. Yeah. I will carry
And then
him
Cheeto gestures
Sure.
over to like this like a chest of drawers with one drawer open, and there's like a little harness that kind of looks like the harness that Chewbacca carries C-3PO in. You could borrow the harness if you want.
Perfect.
You want to hit,
Yeah, I will.
by the way?
When I bring him back, maybe. I'm just thinking about the balance issue on these bridges with carrying. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you cinch up and start carrying an R2 unit. The best way is to carry him upside down, so his little R2 feet are
Right.
sticking up.
Yep.
You see that he doesn't have that like third appendage that R2 drops out to be able to roll. And
Okay. Yeah.
one of the wheels on the bottom of one of his feet is broken, like the caster is completely gone. So he Has to actually like wobble walk this way. He doesn't want to go across
Right,
the
I see.
bridge. Let's cut over to Allie. Where have you holed up?
I don't think I'll hold up. I think that probably I'm heading in whatever. If Sundown said, "Oh, I know where Cheeto is. He's in the shantytown," then I think I'm probably heading to the bridge to the shantytown.
Okay, cool. Well, soon
Because
enough.
I don't have anywhere to hole up, really. I just lean against walls and shut down for periods.
So great. Awesome. Yeah, you guys meet up at the entrance to Shantytown. You see Sundown,
All right.
Carrie, Cheeto, and Cheeto starts making like excited noises when he sees you, Allie. Yeah, he starts wobbling back and forth a little bit. So yeah. Go ahead.
How can I help Frisbee?
Nice. How can you help Frisbee? Frisbee, you can tell just from a look. Frisbee's a broken down droid in disrepair. Getting some repairs for Frisbee would really help this little guy out.
I think I look at Sundown and say, we need to go to Vaughn's junkyard. We need to help this droid.
I did notice, well, that I had to carry him.
Oh, I will carry him if necessary. By the way, Sundown, you are currently safe.
All right.
I
I'll take
hold the
that.
bounty on you, but the person that you have upset is called Bib Fortuna.
Oh no. Out of character, do I know what I did? Or
Yeah,
like why?
You're not aware you've done anything to offend Bib Fortuna.
My
Good.
suggestion
Okay.
is once we have helped this droid, we seek out Mr. Fortuna and seek an explanation.
Less directly than that, probably, but okay, yes, that's
I think that's the conversation we're having is, you know, I heft little Frisbee towards Vaughn's junkyard.
right.
Cool. And you absolutely speak basic, Allie. So you
So
totally
I think I
get.
inquire of Frisbee, you know, how did you get to be in this situation?
Oh, it's been a long time.
Can I read someone?
Sure.
Which is just 2d6.
It is just 2d6 for you.
That is an 8. How could I get you to remain safe and whole?
Oh, wow. That's really interesting. How do you get someone to remain safe and whole? He says, well, big girl, I guess you protect me.
From who, though? Do people come and take parts from you?
Jawas do sometimes, but mostly I sell pieces.
Why? Why would you do this to yourself?
Cheeto needs food. Sometimes I need power.
Is Cheeto not able to support himself?
Every time Cheeto gets a job, somebody says something that makes him mad and he rips their arms off. Then
No
he feels bad
reaction.
about it.
I think Ali understands that idea. I will give this some thought, Frisbee.
I saw you. My sleep cycle.
I am still trying to process how I heard your voice. I assumed some kind of random signal bounced off the ionosphere.
It is possible, but more likely that you saw me in the other place.
The place?
The collective unconscious.
The collective unconscious. And I think I will say that to Sundown, because I think this must be some kind of, you know, meat person thing. What is the collective unconscious, Sundown?
I don't know for droids. Like the like a dream world, like the Force.
This is very odd. Let us solve one problem before creating others.
I've never heard of droids being able to use the Force, but and I think this is when I actually like look at, or you know, like try to sense Frisbee and like see if he is solid in the same way that Allie is.
Ooh, open your brain to that.
Yes, I would like to do that. Oh, that's a 15.
Wow. You are so meant to know. So again, if we remember in the open brain, I may ask you questions and you have to answer them. This is so cool. It's different. Allie is like this light that has come on in the darkness. And if you weren't looking for it while looking at Frisbee, just at a casual, you wouldn't pick anything up because Frisbee isn't a light in the darkness. Frisbee is aware of that light. Frisbee's just seen it enough. Frisbee's an observer. Frisbee is not the watcher, but Frisbee is an observer. Frisbee's aware, probably can't enter into things the way that Allie can. Does that feel like a 15? It doesn't feel like a 15 to me.
Yeah, okay.
I want to make sure that you got,
well,
if you want to ask
on a 10
questions,
plus,
you
I
can.
can try to control it or interrogate it. So I think the way I try to control it is that I show this to Allie.
Oh, that's awesome. That is,
rather than like try to explain this, I'm like, just look.
And you just project it into Allie's awareness. Yeah, that's unexpected.
That's very unexpected.
Won't freak Allie out at all.
I think it does freak, and I think that there is just for a moment the eyes flicker red again, and then go yellow. That is a sensation similar to, but not exactly the same as the one I experienced when I was being repaired, Sundown. Did Frisbee do that?
I did that to show you Frisbee. That's the collective unconscious, the Force, but apparently it's different for droids, but not that different because it worked, because I can sense you and I can communicate with you.
Let us solve one problem before seeking to understand any others. I think Ali is just, because she has an understanding. She's heard people talk about the Force. Maybe back in the Clone Wars,
Mm-hmm.
she was in a unit that had a Jedi, but boop, 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 boop. There's just head blown at this point.
Cool. Love it. You carry Frisbee off to Vorn's junk shop to inquire. Let's have somebody who wants to maybe cruise a market to see if you can have enough buying power to just get him fixed.
Well, I have negligible buying power. I don't tend to pay for things.
I know.
People ask.
You could
I ask
earn
them-
18,500 credits right here. And
I
now.
could, which probably adds up to a lot of barter.
Mhm.
But I think I'll just look at Sundown. I think this is a meat person thing.
That makes sense.
Can you arrange
with my 0 barter?
for the
Your
necessary
0
materials?
bar is by far the best barter of this whole
I
group.
know that's. I am the richest of the PCs at 0
You are.
barter.
You are. I'm relying on you because all the evidence we have to date is if you ask Ali to negotiate and it doesn't go well, the poncho goes out again.
Things start exploding.
And barrels split up. So I think
Yep.
over to you, Sun.
Yeah, and I think I know this, so I'm just immediately like, yep, I will do this. I'll handle this. And I will roll +0 to cruise a market. 7.
Nice. Do you want to take it as 7 or do you want to get some help? The good news is the help will be with HX instead of barter.
Oh, yeah.
That is
You know
true.
what? I have not I forgot to mark weird too. I haven't. Okay, so I ask for help and roll with my HX, or I ask for help and Ali rolls.
So you ask. So the way that help works is that, say Ali wants to help you. Ali would say, "How could I help you right now with this thing?" Sundown, you tell Ali how she would help, and if Ali agrees, yeah, I'll do that thing, then Ali rolls HX with you.
Which is
Okay.
another 0, but it's that's
it's better than negative. Sure, I will ask for help, and yeah, the way you can help us to not overtly bring out the guns, but stand there and look menacing.
Play to your strengths.
Like we want to be a little subtle on this, but
I will simply stand at your shoulder so that Vaughn realizes I would be unhappy if this did not go well.
exactly, that's what I'm going for.
I'll roll
Nice.
2d6 plus 0. That is a 7.
That's it. On your hit, then you bump their roll up
By one entire
one
step.
entire thing.
cool.
So you've got it. Sundown, you have enough scratch on hand where Vorn will repair Frisbee. Make it to where Frisbee can move around. That feel like a fair repair. So now Frisbee has wheels and maybe a mismatched like third leg thing so that he can move around pretty quickly. And Frisbee is super happy about this. So I haven't moved around like this in a while. Ooh,
I
this
love
is-
the idea that Frisbee is now kind of slightly a kind of peg-legged droid, astromech, so he can move about, but there's still that kind of slight kind of wibble wobble, wibble wobble.
Yeah, it's
Love
not perfect, but he's pretty happy to be able to move around much more so than he has and longer than he cares to talk about. Oh, thank you. And you hear like one thank you from him, but he switches to a few different dialects that you don't quite catch Sundown. But Ali, you follow it all. He's like, well, what do you need me to do? Nobody just fixes people.
I need you to look after yourself. I
What's that
have-
look after.
I have
Cheeto.
an idea. Cheeto needs to look after himself. It is not your job to look after Cheeto.
Let's agree to disagree.
I am going to try and convince him not to go back to Cheeto.
All right, do it. Not to go back to Cheeto. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh man, this will have good. This has excellent things happen regardless.
So I think I am going to roll plus sharp, which is a 0. I am so walking the edge of my luck today.
Mhm.
To read someone. That is a 7.
Wait, you're reading or swaying?
I'm reading. Oh, no,
Oh, okay.
no, you're right. Sway might be better, actually. Sway, I'd forgotten about sway. Yeah, that is fair. Which actually is better. Oh, it's an 8.
Oh, there you go.
But Sundown, could you help me in kind of offer me something to help leverage him away from Cheeto? Or help me in any way to because this droid is vulnerable and exploited.
What can I do here? I'm not
Tell
sure I have
him.
any.
Tell him about the effects that thing that we saw, that machine we saw Cheeto, you saw Cheeto inhaling, how that can make meat beings less, can make them selfish or something like that.
Tell him drugs are bad, okay?
Yeah.
Just say no.
I think he knows what drugs are, but
But
yeah,
he won't
I do.
understand the effect it has on people like you.
Yeah, I start kind of, talking about, well, maybe if he was less concerned, less obsessed with, getting more drugs, he could, well, I don't know if that would help. Maybe it makes him more aggressive, as if he needed to be more aggressive. There we go.
There you go.
Maybe he wouldn't pull people's arms off.
Maybe he wouldn't. Let's go ahead and have you roll plus your HX that you have with Allie.
I think I, at the moment, have +1 because it rolled over. Yep. What was I looking for? I don't know what I was looking for. 8.
Okay, pushes it up to a full success. Very well. I will break up with Cheeto.
And I want to take Frisbee to the Sisters of the Will,
Nice.
and seek refuge.
Oh, that's
there.
so cool. I love that. So you and the astromech droid walk in front of one of the sons is right behind the Sister of the Will's convent, and you see that there is a Twi'lek that will come out. Hello there, little ones, and then we'll cut away. Sundown. Allie's done with you, I guess. I don't know. She's not very communicative.
Cool.
No, I'm assuming we're going to seek out a Mr. Bib Fortuna and work out what Sundown's done wrong. I mean,
yeah, that is my next thing is, figure out what his problem is with me. Yeah, and actually I think while Allie is headed over there, let me look at my I don't have any specific moves for it, so it's just going to be open my brain.
Okay. Well, that's rolling with weird, so that gets you another mark. This is great.
Yep.
See this, Undish?
I mean,
you need to be rolling stats all the time. You can do it too. What do you want to know?
Yeah, I want to know what I specifically want to know like what this bounty is for and what what the deal is with it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Weird +3. You're so good at this. So good. Nothing bad ever happens when you do this. It's totally worth it.
14.
Wow. I just love when you found the cheat code to life.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's going to backfire on me at the worst possible
Oh,
time,
no,
I'm sure. but-
no, +3. Like statistically, you will never fail. Ever. And I'm trying to like tell the dice to cause you to fail. So I found the
You're
secret.
daring the dice to fail.
It is. I'm daring them. Okay. So I think we'll like lean on the twin suns thing. Maybe you stare into the sun for just a few moments. What are the two suns? You start to get where you can see a bunch of different suns, everything swirl around, and then we see the image of Jabba's palace, like the door opening up with those cool teeth, right? And you slide through, and you hear some music is playing. You head down several sets of stairs until you come into the area where Bib Fortuna is, and Bib has a number of attendants. He's running things, right? He is holding court, and you notice that he has no major domo of his own, and he is speaking with these robed people who are telling him that they have sought one who could advise him, one who is as powerful as the Skywalkers. And there's a hushed tone because these are people who all kind of survived Jabba's skiff not but 2 years ago. And the music stops for a little bit. And Bib Fortuna says, I want them. Bring them to me. And they say, oh, she's a Twi'lek in hiding in Moshuta. He says, oh, I cannot go to Moshuta. I will have her brought to me. And that's it. That's your vision. He has opened this bounty.
That's a hell of a way to recruit somebody for a job interview.
I mean, he definitely points out how good he is, like at stuff and powerful or something. Yeah, that's it.
Or something.
Exactly. Smart call. Yeah, Core and Kresh, you guys have settled up with your Jawa mates, gotten some cool stuff out of the deal. Still probably need to get the heck out of Dodge. What do you want to do here? What's the plan, Core?
I think just getting back as soon as possible.
Okay. Then I think we cut to time passing. So sun's coming. Sun is set. The twin suns are setting and starting to get cool on the desert. All the temperature is dropping down. Yes, thank you. Cisco's got my back. I appreciate that. And yay, we get to have Caesar, Crash, and Core in Moshuta. You guys arrive. Everyone's together. So good. I'm masterful at making you cats herd together or something.
I had me there for a while. I thought we were going to split up.
I ran 2 games at the same time. Cool. So where is it once you arrive in town, Kresh, that you want to go?
Man, I think as long as Core is willing, we're going to run some scans here.
Yeah,
Okay, so
I'm
you're heading
hoping
into
Core-
Timos?
I'm hoping Core is going to take me to his infirmary.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, we need to handle this as quickly as possible.
Nice. So
Glad
the
you
two
agree.
of you park your stuff, you head into Timo's palace. So tell us, Core, like we get to see a little bit about your clinic, right? What's something that we notice as we're coming in? Maybe a remnant of Timo's palace and the opulence of it that you've kept around.
Yeah, I think. I'm looking at the map. I think it's like the throne room that I've converted to my clinic. So it's like the to the extent that I have an operation theater, it's like in the
Mhm.
center of the throne room.
That's awesome.
And
Like,
there's-
is that your main medical area? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so,
Yeah.
because there seem to be like bedrooms going off of the throne room. So I think those could be like medical, like places if someone needs to, if a patient needs to stay for observation or
Yeah, like
recovery.
recovery rooms. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
wicked.
And it's, I figure the water filtration thing that I have set up is probably connected to the kitchen and storage area, which is nearby. So
Nice.
yeah, I think that makes sense.
Cool. And then what's something that you notice as well? Something maybe left behind either by a patient or by the previous occupants, Crash, something that catches your eye as you come into this place.
I think Timo would hold a lot of like gambling in his main throne room area.
Yeah.
He had a casino in there, so there still hasn't been a full cleanup. Like maybe there's a space craps table still broken in a corner. There's still maybe dice everywhere that you can find. You know, there's sabacc
cool.
cards sort of laying around, and
Well, you could almost make a full deck if you hunted long enough.
they
That's
might not
awesome.
match the same deck, but yeah, you could probably
Yeah, they have
one.
different backs, so that's,
Sure,
that's
yeah.
less than good for an actual legitimate game of sabacc. Love it. So, Core, I think you want to do your thing, right?
Yeah. So let's see. I'm not sure what this is. It's not like
Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't think they suffered harm.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe what we're gonna have you do is act under fire, and the fire is hurting Crash. Does that feel cool? Like
Mhm.
that makes sense?
Yeah.
Work us to a basic move.
Yeah, that works. That works.
It's a dangerous procedure, right?
And if you wanted to read this situation, I wouldn't be opposed. Do a little
For
bit
like
of
the
research before you
initial
dig
scan.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could work. That could work. I was looking at the questions, and some of them seem to fit. So let's
Exactly.
do
Not
that.
all would, but you get a decent roll, then you may be able to get
Yeah.
enough to give yourself a +1 for this very dangerous activity.
So I think this is Core working with this new scanner, and the droid helping him like diagnose and that sort of thing.
Nice. And I think I'd used a different voice mod, but our voice mod for FX needs to be like oppressive and very inhuman. So of course I will assist.
Yeah, first diagnose the scanner and make sure that it's fully operational, and then help me see if we can find a foreign object in this patient.
Shall I anesthetize the patient?
Not yet. We're not doing any invasive procedures right now, just the scans.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I do enjoy it.
I know, but we may get to that later. For now, just the examination.
Understood.
Let's
Cool.
see, that's with a +2.
Now you feel the power of my
That's a
fully operational
5.
scanner.
Oh, that's
Man,
terrible.
everything in Tatooine wants to kill you. like everything, even the medical droids are like.
Oh, that's good. You still market.
Yeah.
You get to
yeah.
market. Yeah. And you're reading a so I believe that the way it works is you get to ask a question, be prepared for the worst.
Nice.
Yeah, I might ask you. I am going to let you ask a question. Be prepared for the worst.
Yeah, I think it's what do I need to be on the lookout for? Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's it's a cortex bomb.
Jesus. Oh. And it's like at the back of the head or something, or
Yeah, if you mess up, his head blows up.
And it's been in me for like 6 months to a year.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Okay. And I
I
think
just want to say that wasn't true until you rolled a miss.
Of course.
yeah.
You gotta love PBTA.
On the one hand, Core is like, I have to take this thing out right now. On the other hand, it's like, I can't really do this without the patient's consent. But you know, who knows how he'll react if I tell him he has a bomb in his head. Ooh. Yeah, I think I want to try. Now I'm going forward on moves there. I think I want to try to read Crash to figure out, can I tell him this, or will he just completely freak out?
That sounds awesome. So go ahead and read a person. Read someone. Sorry, I keep saying read the old terms.
It's sharp, and I have a sharp of +2, I think.
You do.
Yeah. It's a 6. I'm getting all the bad rolls. It's Rich's fault. He told the dice to stop.
I was gonna say we're all encouraging and Dash to roll, and then
I'm a dice tamer or something. So the good news is you still get to market.
Wait, can I help?
You can, of course, you can help.
I'm gonna help.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help. I see you probably stumbling over telling me what's wrong, and I'm gonna help you just get it out. It's okay.
Yeah. What does that look like? What's the thing you do or see, Krish, that you realize, oh man, he's struggling with this, and how do you help a little bit?
Yeah,
I guess Corey, you get to tell us how you want to be helped, but I want to see, what is it that Krish picks up?
I think he sees that I have this really fixed smile, because the only times that Core is smiling is when he's angry with someone. When he's really, really angry with someone, then he'll be smiling. Otherwise, he's got this grumpy face. But now he's got this really fixed smile that looks incredibly fake.
That's great. And then, Krish, how is it that you?
I think Crush is gonna say, Core, I've never seen you smile, and I'm gonna be honest, it's freaking me out a little bit. And so I'm gonna surmise that this. Yeah, I don't know if you didn't know that, but you know, you're not the smiley type. So I, or at least when you smile, it's not a good thing. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't had memories for more than 6 months to a year. So whatever is in there, I think you can tell me what it is, and I'd rather know what it is.
Nice. Go ahead and roll a checks.
Okay.
On any hit, you'll push that up to 7 to 9.
Okay. Okay. It checks. So I'm adding my
your
HX
HX
number.
that you have with Core.
With
So you
Core.
just look at your sheet, and
Cool.
your HX with Core is 2. So you get a +2.
Oh
on the roll.
no, I rolled a 6.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Such bad rolls. So do I get an XP for that?
Unfortunately, HX is not a marked
not.
a marked stat.
Okay.
The good news is the core still gets a mark on sharp. So hopefully you
That's
took
good.
that.
Yeah, I'm taking that.
And I think that the two of you guys are working. There's a moment where core you hesitate on what to tell Kresh, and Kresh, you're trying to help out, and then FX jams a needle into Cisco's neck, into Kresh's neck. Yeah. We see the liquid go and knocks you out, Kresh. You're out.
That's awesome.
You're welcome.
What me? Oh,
We may
Yes, we're
begin
doing
the
this.
operation.
yeah. I guess we have to do this now.
Should you put on some type of armor in case you fail?
I'm not going to fail.
I'm sure you are accurate in your assessment. Are you sure that you would not like some kind of protection in case something else happens that is not your fault but does kill you?
If my patient dies, then I die.
You took no oath along these lines. This is foolish. Think of all the other people who could be saved if you survived after this failure.
Shut up and prep the patient for operation.
Understood. FX grabs his Kresh and like, puts him not hard, but like, not super careful either. Puts him on the things, all the different things that FX has, all the whirring and this and it's ready to go. And you're gonna go for it. Gonna be
Yeah.
sweet. So you start to make that first incision. We hear the music rise, and then to be continued. That'll be the end of our session. We've got some
Mean.
little bit of end of session stuff to do, and also that just seemed like the right time to have it come to an end. All right. So session end. At the end of every session, each of you will choose a character who knows you better than they used to. You tell that player to add +1 to their HX with you on their sheet. More than one character knows you better, choose at most 2. No one knows you better, then you choose someone who doesn't know you as well as they thought, or anybody you want, and tell them to take a -1 HX. Let's start from the right-hand side. And I know, again, we still had scene pairs, but I promise you that things are going to get mixed up the very beginning of the next session. Very beginning.
That can I just say that's a very rash promise given the group.
It is a rash promise. Cool. And I used 2 of my hold because I had to. So I'm down to 1 hold from visions at the end of this session, which will roll forward. So Kresh, who knows you better?
Oh, definitely core.
All right.
Nothing like discovering a bomb inside someone to be like, boy, we really got to know each other today.
Cool. So that gets you to a +1 with Kresh core.
What does it go up to? It goes up to 3.
No, yours doesn't go up.
Oh,
You're telling core to raise his HX with you
Gotcha.
because he knows you better. Yeah,
That makes
that
sense.
pointed thing is a little awkward at first, but we'll be good. I'll walk you through it. It's no problem. Bethany, who knows Sundown better?
Oh, Allie, definitely.
Definitely. And that will take Sundown to +1 as well on your sheet, Allie, right? And Undish, who knows you better?
Yeah, Krish.
Now, Kresh, you'll increase your core from 2 to 3.
okay. And then it maxes out at 3. Is that how?
Correct. So if you got 1 more, it will push you over, you get an XP,
Oh,
and
nice.
then you'd roll back to +1, and you get to ask a question, pretty much any question. Or there are some questions. Sorry, if you
Now
look in
or
the
when
moves,
it rolls over?
when it rolls over.
When
So
it
if you get
rolls over.
one more, you just went from 2 to 3. If you were to go from 3 to 4, that's when it rolls back to a +1 and you get an XP. And then Alan for Ali.
Oh, Sundown, unquestionably, in so
course.
many different ways now.
So many ways. So you're up to a +2 already. We're mixing up scene pairs. The very start. It's gonna happen. Sweet. Let's see. Do we have any other end of session stuff? I don't think we do. So we'll just roll straight to stars and wishes. We start with wishes.
Isn't there
yes.
there the are you happy with your place in the world?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like there's more that we did, and I forgot it. So let's start. We'll stay with you, Allie, and I'll ask you 2 questions. Judge for yourself. Are you satisfied with your place in the world?
No, because I have a job to do now. I need to save the droids.
Exactly. All right, you get 1 XP. Judge for yourself. Does your scavenge choice still hold true?
Oh yeah, because I haven't got time for anything else.
Okay. Then get 1 more XP. That's 2 XP that you get to mark. And you are so close. It looks like by the end of session 3, you will have an advancement. Yay. So now we get to move to Core. Hey, Core, are you satisfied with your place in the world?
No.
Does your scavenge choice still hold true, or do you want to change that setup?
No, I think that still holds true.
Okay, that's 2 XP for you. Sundown. Are you satisfied with your place in the world with an 18,500 credit bounty on your head from Bib Fortuna of the Fortuna Cartel?
I mean, it's better than it was, but I am very confused, and that always makes me nervous. So no.
And then does your scavenge choice still hold true?
Let's see what the other option is. I think it probably does. Yeah.
Okay.
Which means I get an
2
advance.
2 XP for you. You get an advance? What? This game doesn't happen.
Yeah.
We've only been at it 2 sessions. It's crazy time. Hey, check it out. I did a little thing where you do your 6th thing. It changes and it says you got an advance. Yay.
Yeah. Cool.
And last but not least, Kresh, are you satisfied with your place in the world as you lie unconscious on a operating table of a huge operating theater with a Cortex bomb that may or may not blow up?
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Not
Oh,
with a bomb inside me.
Sure. Okay. And then does your scavenge choice still hold true?
I don't get another scavenge choice, so yeah, I guess so. And then
Well, again, like if we could also make one up, right?
oh,
your
I see, okay.
scavenge says, crap, as I try to find it. Where's that darn thing? There it is. Didn't go high up enough. You don't have goods to trade in or a good name to trade on. If you end up with a whole lot of goods at the end of a session, or you had a good name that you had discovered your name, whatever reason, and you said, you know what, I feel like that's changed my situation vis-a-vis barter, buying power, wealth.
Is us having our little droid venture probably not enough to change our scavenge, right?
Do you feel like it is? I mean, this really is your option. If you're like, yeah, I think I know enough now to where that's different.
Nah, probably not.
Okay, cool.
We might be getting closer there, but not quite yet.
I would agree. I think we're getting closer.
Okay.
So I may remember to ask you this question next session.
Awesome. And then what do I mark then when I'm not happy with my place in the world?
You will mark 1 XP because you said you're not happy.
And do I mark that under not under
improvement? It's down
under improvements. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then my scavenge didn't change. Do I mark another one?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to call that XP. So it's under improvement. Putting improvement under improvement seems a little redundant. So do that.
Cool.
All right. Now we reach the stars and the wishes. The wishes and the stars. Who would like to go first, offering up wishes?
I just noticed the Maelstrom manifest. Sundown just got a nuclear weapon, a psychic weapon, and I would like to see that maybe trigger after a really tricky interview question. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I will be looking for an opportunity to use it before the end of the series.
But that's just casting wishes hither and yon.
Oh my goodness, that is terrifying.
I'm just enjoying the journey that Ali is on. I'm loving the journey. I don't kind of care where it goes. I'm just enjoying the ride.
Oh, well, that sounds lovely. Okay. Who would like to go next with wishes?
Well, I would prefer not to blow Crush's head off. That's, but we'll see. That's at least partly up to the dice. Yeah.
You know what? Here's the deal. I don't like I want tension to be there, but the idea of in session 3, one player inadvertently killing another player's character, I'm not here for that. We'll come up with a different set of stakes. It will not be does Cisco.
I assumed as much.
Cool. I just want to make sure it's clear.
Do what? Just to throw it in there, I put it in the if Cisco's looking for become untenable, return with a different playbook, doesn't have to die, got a choice of death. Just saying.
That's true. Cisco, just so I can kind of have it in my week between. Is becoming untenable something you're interested in, or
might be something I'm interested in. Also, I think I mentioned a couple weeks ago getting married, and we actually got a date down, so we're actually going to get married on Friday.
Congrats!
Which is awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. But then I won't be here Saturday because it'll be my first day.
Oh,
after
absolutely.
being married, and then
I mean, if you insist, then you should probably do that.
Yeah,
you
probably.
100% need to. Okay,
even
cool.
If I did it, I think she would appreciate it if I was there.
So maybe we just say that it happens. You've removed the thing, and then Kresh is being
worked on.
Yeah, or you're in recovery.
Yeah,
I would imagine having a chunk of metal taken out of your head might take a little bit to bounce back from.
Yeah. If it goes back though, I'm cool with doing a whole other playbook. It would make sense because maybe I get all my memories back. Maybe I'm a completely different person, right? I mean, it's
a good opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
You said you were interested in revealing stuff in play.
Yeah, and ta-da, new playbook.
Come back with a new playbook could be really cool.
That actually, I think I'd be really open to that. Yeah. So, blow me up and dash, whatever you need to do is fine.
So then I guess we are back to, if you fail this roll, life becomes untenable for Kresh. Interesting. I love it. I appreciate you guys. I do. Talking through that so that it's not a stealing your character feeling. I don't want that feeling. This is something that Cisco's interested in, and we're all good.
Yeah, thank you, Alan, for recommending it.
Way to lead the way with having life become untenable. This is great. I had TPK. They all asked for it. No. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Cisco, did you have any wishes then for sessions 4 and 5?
No. Not other than what we've already discussed.
Okay. Bethany, what about you? Wishes?
Yeah, I mean, I took that move just because I would like a chance to do something, crazy and dramatic before the end of the series. Sometimes, not necessarily next session. And I would also, I would like to interact with Core. That's pretty much it.
Good. I like that one. Sweet. So you went last with wishes. You get to go first with stars, Bethany.
Yeah, the whole you know, the interaction with the actually, you know what, the whole like core and crush thing was a lot of fun. I the Crush's visions were really cool, and actually the visions in general, all the visions were really cool in this session. Like, oh, there's a droid astral plane, cool. But Fortuna wants you for a job interview. There were some fun revelations that I did not expect any of them. So I think that's my star. It's just like fun, unexpected revelations.
Cool. Thank you, Bethany. Cisco, you're up next. Do you have any stars?
I do. I really enjoyed everything going on with Sundown and Allie. I love that Allie is so different as a droid, and that's really interesting and provocative. And I love that we found out why Sundown is being hunted. That was really cool. And then I just loved you guys' interaction, and especially Allie, that moment where she slumps down and it's like very much like a Western. That was a really cool moment. And then Star 2 and Dash. I love our scenes. I think they're really fun. And I love that you were the perfect person to help me with my problem. That was really neat. Like, it was cool to see Core's giftings and skills come out there at the end, especially. That was cool. And then Star to you, Rich, for introducing the fact that there's something inside me as like the thing with the visions. That was awesome. Wasn't looking or didn't think that was going to be a thing. And then all those 6 minuses and then making it a bomb. That was really cool.
Thank you. I'm glad you're okay with it. Again, very
Yeah,
nice. The words
just great.
cortex bomb are pretty heavy.
Yeah, no doubt. Just great session. I just had a lot of fun. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Cisco. I also had fun. Anish, any stars left?
I really loved the scene with the Jawas. That was a lot of fun, and me and Cisco handling that together. I really enjoyed that, and everything that was happening with Sundown and Ali was a lot of fun, and especially I think Ali dealing with the droid at the bounty office. I really enjoyed that, and Sundown getting into this droid astral plane or whatever we're calling it, the other place. That was fun too. I enjoyed that.
Thank you, Andish. I appreciate it. Alan, bring us home.
Oh, I mean, so many. I mean, one, Rich, the thing about Apocalypse World I always struggle with is when somebody kind of open their brain, it kind of puts a lot onto the GM to come up with interesting stuff. There's not a lot of help in the move, and so you were really batting 100 or whatever the appropriate phrase is. So good on you.
I adore that you tried to use the baseball phrase, Alan. That makes my heart so happy.
I just feel that I like to kind of meet you halfway in terms of culturally appropriate. I enjoyed. We learned a lot more about Mos Espa. I like that. I like the Cisco core double act that's getting to go, and of course, then the big reveal. That's just wow. And also, I liked that Sundown thought really hard about the choice: free shot or help the droid.
That was great.
It was just lovely, because I thought, I'm going to put it out there. Could end up deep shit, but no, I thank you. And the willingness, I think the untenable, life becomes untenable. I think there's that's really interesting, I think here. So thanks for everyone going with that. Brilliant. Oh, I've had a great time. More. And I forgot we had 5 sessions.
Yeah. We get 5 whole sessions. We get to tease this out. Only 4 for Cisco, but 5 for the rest of us. Cisco gets another benefit. Alan, thank you for leading the way with let's explore this, kind of opening that up, because I as an MC, even knowing that that's a thing that exists out there, I get a little skittish, right? It gets scary. Killing characters is not a thing that I love, but characters dying in stories is something that I love. So it's really cool, and I appreciate, Alan, you doing that. Cisco, thank you for being open to the possibility so that we don't suck the tension out of that role. Core really it's on the line. Does Kresh's life become untenable? That is the thing. Thank you guys for being okay with us running split games. Now I've got everyone back in Moshuta. I'm sure we'll mix and match. And being San Cisco means that we have to mix things up. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Really enjoying this play. You guys have some awesome characters. Oh, when Core told Kresh off, that was so good. It was a perfect moment for crotchety Core. You told us that, right? But we got to see it in the moment, in character, and it was shocking. Like, I didn't see that coming. It was good. It was one of those moments of like, wow. That's true. That's how you define the character. So good. So I liked that a lot. You guys hit all my other stars. So just know that I'm really having a great time running this game and playing it with you guys. So thank you all. And we'll bring the recording to a close here.